What did the Subaru salesman say? Because you like the Subaru, right?
Yeah, I like the Subaru and the CRV equally. You know, some things about the others I didn't like, you know, vice versa. But the guy at the Subaru shop kept telling me, everybody that comes in, Subaru lovers are really loyal. Once they go to Subaru, they never go back, and they usually come in here. They always come in here and pay cash. He says, you know, most Subaru dealers come in here and pay cash. He said that multiple times. About the third time, I told him, well, I don't have cash to pay, so I'm going to be financing. And he says, then he went and told me about some guy that was going to be coming in that night, who was driving in from El Paso to pay cash for his Subaru.
So, how did that make you feel?
Like a peasant.
So he basically chased you back over to the Honda store.
Yeah.
And how did they treat you at the Honda store?
Great. The guy was not even high pressure sales tactics or anything. Answered all my questions, showed me the car, and I wondered if he was really a salesman, because he didn't seem like a salesman. Because I went in there looking for the guy that leased me the Cross Tour, and he was gone, so this other guy helped me out. And I thought, well, is he really a salesman? Because he didn't act like one.
He was like the anti-salesman.
Yeah, but he was really good.
Really? And so you didn't feel like maybe he wasn't doing his job because he wasn't trying to sell you enough?
No. I mean, he answered everything, but at first I didn't think he was a salesman, because he didn't. He didn't
try hard enough?
No, there's a certain way that salesmen carry themselves. Salesmen, not salespeople, but salesmen carry themselves. They all kind of have a certain look about them. He didn't. He looked like he was probably the guy that swept the floor or something. You know, just very casual, very laid back. He was wearing a baseball cap. Older man. Really, I mean...
How did that make you feel, the way he treated you?
Good, because...
It didn't make you feel like a peasant like the Subaru guy?
No.
Everybody pays cash. The Subaru buyers pay cash.
Yeah. So.
That's a great thing to say to a lease buyer, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, because I did tell him I'd be leasing.
So why, if you told him why you'd be leasing, why do you think he kept telling you over and over that Subaru buyers pay cash?
Because, you know, he knew I'd come from the Honda store, because they're right next door to each other. They're owned by the same family. And so the guy at the Honda store dropped me off over at the Subaru store, took me over in the golf cart.
You're kidding. The Honda salesman took you to the Subaru store.
Yeah.
And so he was a pretty helpful salesperson.
Yes, he was very helpful.
So would you give him, on a 5-star rating, how many stars would you give your Honda salesman?
6.
Whoa! And how many stars would you give Mr. They're all cash buyers Subaru salesman?
Probably about a 4. He was good, but he just kept making remarks like that made me feel like, you know, I was in to buy a Bentley, and they didn't think I could afford it.
And it was a Subaru. I mean, I don't think of Subaru as being a snobby car.
I don't either, so I was very put out by that.
So do you think let me ask you something, if the Honda salesperson was working at the Subaru store, and the Subaru salesman was working at the Honda store, instead of being in this beautiful new 2013 Honda CRV, fully loaded, by the way, nav, leather, she's even got the mop and glow, the protection package. If the salespeople had been switched, do you think you'd be driving a Subaru instead?
Probably doing what you want. I wouldn't even have one.
Well, that's
still
true.
Be in the Cross Tour.
Well, yeah, because I don't like giving up those lease payments. I mean, anyway, we're not going to go into that. For the purposes of this video, what I wanted to do is capture the fact that I think the Subaru salesman lost the sale and the Honda salesman made the sale. Mm-hmm. So if they were reversed, do you think he might have ended up driving a Subaru?
Maybe, because I really like the Subaru. I mean, I like the CRV because I'm up higher, it's a higher profile vehicle than the Subaru. But I really like the Subaru because it seemed a lot more roomy, all the safety features, better on gas, all the customer satisfaction surveys and rate that top, you know, and it's top in safety. And so I would have probably gone home in that, but the numbers had to satisfy me too, and they didn't.
So let me ask you something. That Honda salesperson, the one that didn't seem like a salesperson, how was he when he presented the numbers?
Fine. I mean, he went back 3 times because I was asking for things, and so he went back 3 times and got me to where I wanted to be.
What about the Subaru salesman? Did you ever get so far as to have him present numbers?
Yeah, and that's what I was going off of, is what the Subaru guy was showing me. So when I went over to the Honda store, he gave me the first set of numbers, and I told him, oh no, this is not going to work, this isn't going to work. You know, this is what the people over at Subaru were going to do for me. And then so they went and fixed the numbers and came back, and then I had him go back again because I wasn't satisfied again. And he wasn't put out or anything, but then I guess the sales manager started coming out and talking to me too, so.
Tom?
Yeah.
Was he nice or was he mean?
No, he was nice.
Really? So everybody at Santa Ana Honda was very nice to you?
Yeah. Well, Subaru guy was nice too.
Well, yeah, but you weren't paying cash, so I'm not sure he was convinced you were a real Subaru buyer.
No.
So, all right, well, thank you very much, Dr. Elizabeth Archuleta, who went out yesterday while I was out of town in San Diego, without my knowledge, without her husband, the car guy, and did her own deal, which, the more I think about it, it kind of goes along with the kind of stuff that she talks about with empowerment of women and all that other good stuff. But she went and made her own deal, did her own shopping, and got a Honda 2013 CR-V. Thank you, Elizabeth.